Hi everybody, it's Rose Coleman popping in here. Rose Coleman joining you from my stamp room here in Calgary, Alberta. It is 9 o'clock on Thursday, November 19th, and I am so happy to be with you for another live video. I've got my little Minnie Mouse cup here. Actually, it's my daughter's cup. Borrowing hers again. And I'm super excited to stay in today. It's cold outside here, and I am happy to be here and to bring you a card using this week's product suite. So what I'm using this week is the gift wrapped stamp set and the matching gift bowl builder punch. Okay, love this punch. It's on the bundle, if you're looking for it, is on page 12 of the mini catalog. And when you purchase both the stamp set and the punch together, you save 10%, right? It's a bundle. So I'm just gonna put my coffee down. I want to flip the camera and show you what my inspiration is. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Cheryl. Thank you guys for joining me. I love it when I go live and there's people with me. And when you share my video, it brings Stampin' Up! Into light of new people, and they can learn how easy this is to get into a hobby, to create their own cards and gifts and scrapbook pages. And there's tons you can do with paper crafting. And I love to share. So that's why I've been going live for every day of the week for a while now, and I'm getting lots of great feedback, so I'm super excited that you guys come back to join me every day. So let's get started for our coffee and a card. Good morning, Linda. Thanks for joining me again. Okay, so we're going to flip you around here, turn my camera. Let's see if I can get you straightened up. I might need to lower my camera a little bit. Just bear with me for a second while I get this steadied up. Okay. There we go. I think we're good. Let's bring in the catalog. I want to show you what I'm going to do today. So on page 12 of the mini catalog, this is where you'll find the bundle that I'm featuring this week. It's called Gift Wrap Bundle. And this here is the stamp set with all the bows. And the ones that have like a beige background, that means that they coordinate with the punch. So when you stamp them and you use the matching punch, you can cut out all of these pieces, okay? The ones that are shaded. I love that Stampin' Up! Gives us lots of creative inspiration on the same page. So today I'm actually going to case one of the cards from this this page. And I did Monday I did a card, Tuesday I did a punch art card, yesterday I did a gift card holder, and today we're casing the catalog. So let's get started. We are going to use crumb cake cardstock. So I've got a piece of crumb cake here that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it in the middle at 4 1/4. That's my card base. So just set that off to the side for a second. Hi, Anne-Marie. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so we have 3 3/4 by 5. Now this is a layer of crumb cake that's going to be on the front. And yes, I'm putting the same color on the same color. Tone on tone is nice. It helps the other elements of the card pop out. I also have here on my screen some little pieces of scrap whisper white that I've cut down to 3/4 inch by 3 inches. That's for my greeting. And I always cut a little extras just in case I make a mistake. There's always another one to grab, right? I've got crumb cake ink. I've got Memento black ink. And I also am going to be using the sprig punch. Love the sprig punch. You could, if you saw my video on Tuesday, you saw how I used this for both the reindeer antlers and his feet and his front paws. So that was a fun little card. Okay, so let's get started with our crumb cake ink. So we have crumb cake. And from this stamp set, I've just got this bow here. I'm going to stamp that one randomly all over the background. So let's pull in our background piece, our front piece, and I'm just going to randomly stamp. And when I randomly stamp, I go off the edge, whoops, and I fudged that one, so I'm going to flip it over and try this again. You get 2 chances with a sheet of cardstock, right? A piece of cardstock. So let's see if I can be steady Eddie, and do this the right way. Okay, so when you're stamping firm pressure, I think I was going a little too fast there. Need to slow down, and firm pressure, let the ink leave the stamp before you lift it. Okay, so I'm just stamping randomly all over the background, This is tone on tone. This is crumb cake on crumb cake cardstock. This looks beautiful any which way you do it. If you did real red on real red or old olive on old olive, it would look fantastic. Love, love, love this technique. It's a great technique. Okay, so I'm going to do a little present wrapping with this one. So I have some ribbon here. This is the package of ribbon. I think I might have brought this on camera before. It's called Wonder of the Season Ribbon Combo Pack. It has this shaded spruce ribbon that is super shiny. You can see that shine there in my light. And you also get the gold trim with it, gold twine. So I'm going to use the shaded spruce on my card today. So I'm going to use 2 pieces. We're going to wrap this up like a present. So we're going to need a piece that measures probably 5.5. It's got to be a little bit longer than 5 inches, so maybe 5.5 or 5 3/4. And I'm going to measure another piece to go across the 3 3/4 width, so like that. All right, so you're going to get 10 yards on here, so you've got lots of ribbon. You can make plenty of these cards if you wanted to mass produce this one as a Christmas card. So let's go ahead and flip this cardstock over. I'm going to add some glue to the edge, the bottom edge, and the top edge. Now you could use Scotch tape or whatever you have on hand. I'm just using some snail adhesive. I've got a ton of that stuff that I'm trying to use up my supply. So I'm going to use that. And the reason I'm using that is because it's less messy than the liquid glue right now. So I'm just going to use it as a little anchor to anchor my ribbon. And I'm just trying to judge how far over I want it from the side. Let's move it over a tiny little bit more. You can see how that adhesive is allowing me to pick up the ribbon and put it back down several times, and it's very forgiving. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap that around the card that way, and then we're going to do the same thing, go in the opposite direction. So add a little bit of the glue, pick up the card base or the card stock, and we're going to wrap this piece across here. It's already starting to look like a present. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to anchor that right down onto my card. And you could put this on dimensionals if you wanted to. I'm just going to leave mine flat because the more dimensionals you put on, you have to be wary if you're going to be mailing your card, because you don't want it to be too thick to fit through the mail slot, because then you're going to be paying way more postage, right? So just be wary of how thick you're making your card. So this is going to go onto my card base, just using some liquid multi-purpose glue to hold this down. Super sticky glue, super strong. It will not let you down. So just press that all around and give it a chance to adhere. Okay, so now let's do some stamping. I'll move this off to the side. I've got some Scrap Whisper White, and from the gift wrap stamp, there are 3 bows that coordinate with the punch. Yesterday I did this one and I colored it with the blends on my gift card holder. If you haven't seen that one, you can go back and watch this one. This one is a cute little gift card holder, so I used the blends to color my bow. Today I'm going to use this one with the fine stripes, because you don't have to color these bows. They look just fantastic just coloring them with ink. And so what I'm going to bring in today is real red. Let's do real red. So we'll do a real red striped bow. Just open up my ink pad here. The trick when you're stamping something that you're going to use in a punch, kind of stick to the bottom of your piece of cardstock. And I'm right-handed, so I want to be able to hold my cardstock with my left hand and be able to feed my punch in. So that's my trick. Off to the right and towards the bottom of the cardstock. Okay, and with real red, you want to give your cardstock a second to dry, because I don't know why the red ink, but it needs a second to dry. So we're going to use the punch. We open the punch like this, and then we take our cardstock and we're going to slide that in. And when you're happy with how it's lined up, then you can go ahead and punch that right out. Love it. Okay, so there's my bow. That's going onto my card. I also need some of those sprigs. So I've got some scrap garden green and I've got some scrap old olive. So we're going to take the scrap pieces and I'm going to punch 2 of each. So 2 garden green, and 2 of the old olive. Oops. There we go. So we're going to put these down onto our card base with some, I'm going to use multi-purpose glue because I know it's not going to let me down. So I'm just going to put 2 going this way and then 2 coming down. Okay. So probably the easiest way is to put it right onto the sprig itself, just like this. And these are just basically flourishes, so you don't need to stress about where you're putting them. You know, no 2 cards are ever the same. And that's the beauty of card making and paper crafting, right? It's all different and it's all your creativity. So you don't even have to use the sprigs if you don't want to, but I'm casing the catalog, so I thought I would make it. This is my interpretation of what they've done. So I think this is how they made the card. We'll see how it looks when I'm done. All right, so I've put 4 sprigs on here, 2 of each color, and just put them on like that, and they will stick to that ribbon just nicely. Now, let's do our greeting. Let's put this off to the side and bring in those skinny little pieces that I cut 3/4 of an inch wide, and I did go with 3 inches. So you can shorten it. So what I'm going to do is stamp the Very Merry Christmas stamp, and it's here. I'll grab that and put it onto my block. Here we go. And I'm going to use Memento, but I mean, you could use shaded spruce ink if you want to. You could use real red. You could use old olive. Any color, really. I'm just going to stick with my Memento black. And I'm going to stamp that right on the end over here. And that is going to sit on my card like this. It's going to come off to the side like that. And then the bow is going to go right here. Just like that. Easy peasy. So what we can do is, now that I've veered off to the left with my greeting, I can trim this down. Doesn't need to be that long. And I can go ahead and stick that down with a couple of dimensionals. So kind of doing it little, we're doing the greeting and then we're going to do the bow. So the bow is going to be the very last thing that I put onto my card. Okay, so we'll put that just like that. And then you can curl your bow. Yesterday I was showing you guys how, to use your bone folder and just add a little bit of dimension to your bow just by curling the tails and curling the top part of the bow. You could sponge this and the edges. I'm just going to leave it exactly how it is today, but there's so much more you could do. I'm just trying to show you a very quick, this is a quick card. It is. It would take you no time at all to whip up these. You could do all your punching at once. You could do all your background stamping at once. And this would be a fantastic card to send to your relatives. And there we've got the bow with the greeting coming out the side. The other thing that I noticed that they used on their card, they embellished their card. So let's embellish. I brought out from my stash, I brought the Elegant Faceted Gems. I love these gems. They come in the clear, the petal pink, and the whisper white. Right, and they're faceted. I don't know if I hold them up to the camera, if you can see how it picks up the light. It's because each of those little gems has little bumps all over it, and it just makes it really super shiny. So we're going to use a few of those. So let's use some white, because I think that's what they used on their sample. We'll use one up here, one down here, and a small one over here. And I think that's probably enough. You could add more if you wanted to. But there you have it, a simple, easy card using that beautiful shaded spruce ribbon, one of the bows, and the punch. You don't need a special machine for this card. It's just stamps, ink, and paper, and some beautiful ribbon. So such an easy card, and I love that the designers put this one in the catalog, and here it is. So I'm going to hold it next to the inspiration. So there's the catalog sample, And this is my sample. What do you think? They added a few more white dots to theirs, but you know, you can bling up your card as much as you want, right? Thank you, Linda. So that's my Thursday card case, C-A-S-E. So casing means, if you're not aware, casing means C-A-S-E is copy and share everything. So Stampin' Up! Encourages us as customers, as demonstrators, whoever picks up their catalog, they want you to be inspired by their samples. So they encourage you to case their samples, to make the samples that they've made in the catalog, and to give them to your families and friends, right? And so, you know, this is a definite easy one that you could case multiple cards. And if you need help with anything with card making, I'm here for you. If you live in Canada and you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to have your business. I would love to be your demonstrator and to support you in this journey. So reach out if you need help or you want to just start this wonderful, wonderful hobby. It can take you to great places. It really can. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope you come back and join me tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, and I have another fun card using the gift wrapped bundle. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.